The program is what we all make of it. And there are people behind the scenes that really care a lot. So obviously the chamber has employees that care, and maybe that's their job to care, but they do an excellent job. And there are volunteers at the forefront of everything, like you, Alex, that care, that are going the extra mile to make sure this is a great experience for classes to come. And we could not do it without you. And there always seems to be really fun people kind of leading the charge. And I'm grateful for that, because sometimes even as a doer, you don't have time to be involved in all the things. But it means a lot to me that there are doers out there and people that care, that take the time to make this an awesome program. So I think it's a huge benefit to our community. I am so grateful that I got to experience it, and I want it for everyone else.
So welcome back. Here we are continuing with this video series, sitting down, Satari and I interviewing alumni. And so I'm really excited for this one. Rammie, I've been looking forward to this one. So let's do a quick introduction.
Down and dirty. Okay.
Down and dirty.
So I'm Rammie Olson. I am a business banker with Bremer Bank, and was also in that role when I was part of the FMWF Chamber Leadership Program.
What year did you go through?
2020. So it was an interesting time because we started in 2019, graduated 2020. So it started off nice and normal. And then by March, when it was kind of time to start showcasing your projects sort of thing, we got a little done time, but that's okay. We had a fabulous class, and we ended up being able to get together for graduation in June with just a smaller, like our guests were all virtual. But it was still a great experience. I loved every minute.
I've gotten to know quite a few people from your class.
Yeah.
You guys have claimed the COVID class.
Oh.
I was the year following.
Yeah.
And we started in COVID.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorry, we're going to steal that back from you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
It's fine. It's fine, because I feel like we got most of our class through. It was, 2.5 months that we didn't get through. So we still did our projects. We worked hard on them. It was the implementation and the showcasing that kind of had to halt a little bit. So
it's all that hard work, and then it was a virtual presentation.
And that was kind of a bummer, because a lot of our projects had to do with helping other people. So you have to be in person to do those things.
Sure.
And so my team project was autism awareness.
That's right.
Yes, and throwing some party type or social outings for the autism community. And so we got to have one of the 3 that we planned.
Sure.
And so it was still meaningful. I was glad that we got to have one and kind of see how popular it was and where it went from there. And I think we would have been really popular with the next 2 too.
Yeah. Shucks.
I know.
Maybe revitalization.
I think so. Although so I was the only female in my group.
Really?
So they called me Beyonce, and
okay,
I took it as a compliment.
It's a compliment, I think.
So I'm with all these dudes. 2 of them have moved away since, and with other job opportunities, and then 2 of them are still in town here.
Sure.
But it was our friend Chuck Lang. He is physical therapy manager over at Sanford. He had the idea for our class. And so obviously, since I'm a board member for the North Dakota Autism Center, I kind of navigated towards his project and wanted to be on his project team. Well, it turns out I was the only female on the team. So
Love it.
I kept everyone on task. And
that's the Rammie way right there.
Yeah, that's the Rammie way. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry?
Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
That's a critical role in CCI projects.
I think so, yeah. You got to have a doer, man.
Need it.
So, but our group was just so fantastic. And it was really a good perspective for me to come at a project like this with all males on the team too. So,
good.
Yeah.
So you said same position today as when you graduated.
Yes.
Talk me through what led up to the decision to apply?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, when I think about being in the Chamber Leadership Program, I know a lot of people look for some of the leadership programs to kind of escalate their career or maybe look for that next opportunity. And that wasn't really my goal in mind. I had been part of a couple other leadership programs in town, and it seems to be every like 2 to 5 years, I get a little itch or inkling to just go see what's out there and see the other people making a difference too. That's kind of big for me. So part of my interest or draw to this specific leadership program was the project part.
Okay.
And sometimes if you, I don't want to say feel alone, but just if you don't know all the difference makers out there, if you haven't been exposed to them, it's really eye-opening and really encouraging to be part of this group and be with the doers and the movers and the shakers and the people that are like-minded, but also bring different perspectives. So
Sure.
they're like-minded in the fact that they care about their community and want to make a positive difference. And that's what I care about. So I think I was ready. It had been, I don't know, somewhere between 2 to 5 years since I had done a leadership program. And so I just thought, this one sounds like something that would be right up my alley. Meet new people, share new ideas, do some sort of meaningful project. And it worked out. I really, really enjoyed my time. And it's one of my favorite experiences. So I didn't change jobs afterwards or look for a different gig or anything like that. I just kind of absorbed the experience and took it all in and want to implement and keep doing things like that. So It kind of inspired more of my board work for the Autism Center and, future board work too for other nonprofits in our community.
Do you have like a main takeaway? Like if someone said, what was your main thing you took away from the program? Because it's such a diverse program in everything that we do, but do you have one?
I feel like this is kind of just a lame answer, but the people.
Okay.
Hands down, I had an amazing class. So amazing that somehow they voted for me to speak at graduation, even though they knew I would not want to do that.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it, but it was stressful.
Okay.
So yes, I think we just had such a great group of individuals that together we were even better. And so many awesome people from our community that they're just eye-opening, and it filled my bucket so much. So I have to say the people, and even the chamber, working with the people from the chamber. So the people before you running the committee and making sure we all had a great experience, that was amazing too. And it was fun to get to network with those people, not just your classmates, but the previous class, and have something to do with the future class too. So
what do you think made the people so special about your class?
I don't know. Whoever picked all of us, whoever the interviewers were, they did a great job because we had so much variety that it was fun to see people from different backgrounds and and especially when it comes to the projects, right?
Yep.
Once you get all of the projects out there, you see what people care about. And that's interesting to me because it doesn't always come out in a conversation right away when you're getting to know someone. Sometimes it will if it's a real deep passion, but sometimes you have to go a little deeper to get to know people. And so when those projects all come out and then it comes time to place people on project teams, you kind of understand a little bit about each person a little more than you maybe would have if you weren't in this group together diving into these meaningful projects.
You learn what they care about, but then also the motive to why they care about it. So it's the deeper reasoning between that. Yeah.
Exactly. So with Chuck, my friend who was our project idea creator, his son is autistic. So that was his meaning. And I loved that and definitely wanted to help. So it was easy to grasp onto someone else's why if your project wasn't picked, right? Yep. So you go with that. And I think I had a project that was similar to autism too, just from my board work with the Autism Center. So it was natural for me to go and help on Chuck's project team, but it was a great group experience.
Okay, so good variety in the class. We won't just say that the committee maybe set it up here. There's work that needs to be done when it comes to getting to know the people in the class, right?
Yes.
Tips, tricks. I mean, what do you have for that?
Be mindful of attending the socials. They don't have to be at bars or restaurants, although eating is fun and, cocktails are fun too. Even just your small group, go the extra mile to get together. Don't just meet virtual, meet in person. Our meeting spot was actually the Delta Hotel at the big kind of granite countertop that they have in the bar and restaurant area there. It was easy to spread out with all of our stuff, but still have some commotion around us where it just felt lively and but quiet enough to still focus on what we needed to do. So I think just embracing those moments of networking and socializing with everybody gets you to that next level of knowing people at just a little deeper level in the class.
Do you see yourself as a social butterfly? Like, is that easy for you, or do you have to work on it?
I mean, most people would think you're asking me a sarcastic question right now.
I mean,
Alex.
I know you well enough that but our listeners maybe don't.
Right. So, yes, I shouldn't say that like it's a bad thing, but yes, I would say I'm a social butterfly. I think that ties really well into the work I do for Bremer Bank as a banker, but also with caring about the community and wanting to move and shake for different causes in the community. It takes a village, and I like to be part of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I always talk about how strong your network with the class becomes.
Yeah.
But let's take it one step further. I only know you because we're alumni.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So our network has become bigger and more powerful and stronger.
Yes.
If you look at the leadership program in your network before and your network after, any distinct changes that you see, or?
I don't know as many people from the class before, just the ones that maybe stayed involved with running the sessions for our group. And I really admired those people. I feel like I know more from the future classes, the classes that were after me. And it's been fun to keep in touch with them and kind of see how things have changed or what their projects have been. I love asking about the projects. Like, what are we doing to make a difference this year? It's fantastic. But like for you and me, it's been fun because we both are in similar roles as business bankers in the community for two amazing banks.
Yep.
And it's been fun to even just refer business back and forth. If we have something we can't get done or you have something you can't get done, now we call each other.
Yeah.
And that's been great. And you bought my best friend's house. So there's that.
The world's just getting smaller and smaller.
So yeah, this all started, our paths crossed in one way and then they just keep crossing in others. And I think that's the case with a lot of people in our group. When I went into my group, I knew 2 people.
In the whole class?
In the whole class.
Okay.
So I knew 2 ahead of time, but they weren't super deep. So it was kind of like, 2 familiar faces. Nice. That's nice. And then obviously everyone is so amazing because I think you only apply to do this if you're interested in that sort of thing. Yeah. If you're interested in going to the next level with people and with your community. And so that makes it a lot easier to get to know people.
Yeah.
And I don't want to discourage anyone who's maybe not as outgoing to apply either.
Correct.
I think if you have people who are outgoing in the class like me, I'm going to come find you and get to know you no matter what. So sometimes you need to, as a more reserved person, do something like this to get yourself to take a step in the direction of being more of a social butterfly. And you don't have to change, but the people in the class will come and find you and they will help you open up and they will encourage you and inspire you. And at the same time, you will do the same for them.
And I'm sure it's no secret that I'm also a social butterfly.
Yeah, I think it might come with our job.
Maybe it's the job, or maybe it's who we are.
Yep.
But I agree, honestly, with what you just said of if you are introverted, don't let that stop you from applying because we will come talk to you.
Yeah.
We'll get you to open up.
Yes.
And maybe that introvert wants to be more extroverted.
Yeah.
And we'll help.
I actually loved that this leadership program is both males and females.
Yeah.
It's everybody. It's just all inclusive, right? Any person.
Correct.
And the the 2 leadership programs I've been part of in the past were female only.
Okay.
And I think that is an important part of just female development in the workplace, especially when we've been in sometimes male-dominated industries, things like that. There's lots of learning and growing that can happen with that. But I really appreciated having a big group of diverse ages, people, genders, all the things. And I think that brings more to the table. And I think it makes it more comfortable for more people. So like if we talk about someone being introverted and going into a room full of women can be sometimes more intimidating.
Yeah.
Where you dudes, you just don't care. Like you'll talk to anybody. You don't care. So it's less intimidating, or you'll find that person a lot easier. But I think in this group or for this program, I feel like you go to it or you gravitate towards it if you want to get to know people and you want to make a difference in the community.
Yeah.
And the nice part about it is everyone's pre-vetted for giving a darn about our community.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it kind of sets you up for success, in my opinion.
Yeah. And it's so fun having gone through like the class selection, gone through, like it's, like you're saying, it's male, female, it's ages, it's for-profit, nonprofit.
Yes.
That's a really cool perspective.
Experience, high experience, not as much experience, anything. It's all across
potpourri
the
of
board.
people, if you will.
Yeah. I love it.
Cool. So we met at an alumni exclusive event,
Okay.
and I've attended a lot of alumni exclusive events. Being part of the committee, I like to see how things are flourishing.
Yeah.
I see you at a lot of them.
Yay.
And I love
When I can,
that.
yes.
The thing that I've noticed is you get a lot of people from your class to go.
I try to rally the troops.
What's the secret to that? How do you do that?
I force them. No. I don't know. I just really genuinely enjoy my class. And hopefully they feel that.
I know they do.
You know, so maybe if it's, hey, let's go, let's reach out, let's get together, all the things, I hope that they genuinely feel like I'm serious. I really want to hang out with you. I want to have time with you. And it's so funny because I think for a while there, I was trying like, hey, we got to get the whole group together because it's way too hard on me to do solo. I can't do like 30 happy hours. I can't do 30 lunches, even though I would totally do it if that's what it took, because I love everyone in our class so much.
Yeah.
We had a great class. So I think that's why I try to rally troops so that we can get, it's kind of like our jobs, Alex, right? I like to have a suite somewhere to entertain a lot of my clients at one time.
Yep.
Because you're only one person.
Correct.
And you only have so much time. So I like it when our whole group, or as many as possible, can get together and see each other and just feed off each other and ideas and fun and smiling and laughing and just having a great time.
And how quickly do those memories from class come back, or what you got to do, the tidbits that you saw, or maybe that embarrassing moment? How quickly does that come back in a conversation?
I think it comes back pretty easily. I feel like our class was really on the same page as far as do-gooders, right? Doers in general, and little sarcasm, little fun, very inclusive. Yeah, I could go on and on. I think really, really highly of my classmates. And I hope that's the experience everyone gets. Like I said, whoever interviewed and selected my class, kudos. Because
shout out to them, right?
I think, they did a great job. I don't even remember who interviewed me, but yay. Good job. Thanks.
Here's a fun question.
Okay.
Rammie at graduation. What would graduation Rammie tell day one Rammie?
Such a cliche question, but
Yeah,
okay.
I love cliches.
It's hard to think about that so quickly because of COVID being in there. So it's
Sure.
just kind of a really wild time. Yeah, because COVID comes to mind. Like, how would you handle all those things and both personally,
leave that out if
professionally,
you can.
this? So I don't know. I feel like I embraced the opportunity. If this may have been my first leadership program, or maybe if I was more introverted or a little less social, I think it would be easy to say, hey, jump in. You're around like-minded people when it comes to things that matter. Obviously, you have different perspectives, different views, different opinions, but you care about your community, and that's why you're here. And you care about leadership, and that's why you're here. So those are things that I think everyone does have in common for coming into this program, even though they're providing different perspectives outside of that. But I guess if I was more on that side of things, needing the encouragement, then I would say embrace all the things. Embrace the socials, embrace the projects, embrace the ideas, or even if your project doesn't get selected, embrace that someone else's project is like they get to watch that come to fruition. And that's pretty exciting for them too. So yeah, I guess I would just remind everyone to why they came, make the most of it, make it count, because it goes fast. And when you have the last 2.5 months of COVID, it goes really fast.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon you miss all your people and you're wanting to get together all the time. And we had some really good socials, but we are due. We really are due. James, did you hear that? Your backyard. When can we be there?
Your class is known for getting together continuously after graduation.
Well, we haven't for a while though, so that's the problem. We did have a good showing at the last chamber event though that was here.
Yeah.
The lunch.
The leveling up lunches.
Yes, with Carly.
Yeah.
Yep. We had a good showing there. I think we took a team picture. I think we had 8. 8 or 10.
You guys
like that.
tend to need a picture at almost every alumni event because you get enough of your class that you're like, we want to memorialize it.
Yeah, totally. I don't get to see them enough. They're the kind of people I'd want to work with every day.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'd recruit them all.
Is that a plug? Are you going to start doing that now?
Come work with me. No.
Any last comments? Anything last that you'd like to say about the leadership program, about yourself?
So not about myself, no, but about the program, yes. The program is what we all make of it. And there are people behind the scenes that really care a lot. So obviously the chamber has employees that care, and maybe that's their job to care, but they do an excellent job. And there are volunteers at the forefront of everything, like you, Alex, that care, that are going the extra mile to make sure this is a great experience for classes to come. And we could not do it without you. And there always seems to be really fun people kind of leading the charge. And I'm grateful for that because sometimes even as a doer, you don't have time to be involved in all the things. But it means a lot to me that there are doers out there and people that care, that take the time to make this an awesome program. So I think it's a huge benefit to our community. I am so grateful that I got to experience it, and I want it for everyone else.
Gosh, that was perfect. Makes me not even want to ask my last question. But we've been asking a really impromptu question.
Yeah.
Who is a leader? Who is this program for?
It's for the inexperienced, the experienced, anyone looking to just fill their bucket. That was kind of what I was looking for, just a bucket filler of people that care. It's for everybody, honestly. It's for everybody. So anyone hesitating to apply, reach out. I'm happy to connect. I'm happy to tell you more about my experience personally and encourage you and find a way to see if I can help provide that encouragement for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Rammie, I've really enjoyed this conversation.
Ditto, Alex.
Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.